Start with an invisible zipper application, and the first thing you need to do is take out the zipper foot from the drawer and put it on the machine. There's a little lever back here that releases the other foot and attaches the zipper foot. And you always put the foot back in the drawer so it doesn't get lost. Now this needle is set in the center right now, but I have a choice of putting it to the right or to the left side of the zipper foot. This dial moves the needle to the right and the left, the center of the top dial. I'm going to start with it on the left. And I have an invisible zipper. It's a little frayed. We are recycling the zipper, so an invisible zipper foot, or zipper, I mean. Oh, and by the way, I'm not using, there is a special foot called an invisible zipper foot, but I think the regular zipper foot does a better zipper application. And when I show you how, you can understand. The invisible zipper has teeth that roll all the way to the back of the zipper so they can hide there when the fabric is stitched right to the edge of the tape and the edge of the teeth. So that's what we're going to do, is stitch right under those teeth. And the first step is to put the top stop of the zipper. There's a little reinforced spot at the top of the zipper where it can't zip any further. That's a little piece of thread right there. We're going to put that point 5/8 of an inch from the edge of the fabric, so we have one seam allowance to create a finish on that edge. And we want our zipper teeth on the 5/8 inch seam line as well. So that leaves a little bit of fabric beyond the zipper tape. So when I hold that zipper tape and push the teeth to the left, they can curl back, but I don't want them to right now. I'm going to push them flat and to the left, and I'm going to sew right on the fold line where they had been folded. You don't want to hit the teeth, and you don't want to be far away from them. You just want to be right on the fold line where they were. I'm going to stop not all the way to the end because you often have a seam below your zipper. So I'm going to stop my zipper right here with a little back tack. And that's enough for that side. I also need one pin, still this one. Now, just to make sure everything's pinned in place, I'm going to zip the zipper shut for a minute. And I'm going to line up my fabric at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to be ready to sew the other side of the zipper tape. But I want one pin. If you have a waistline seam in this garment or any other seams or matching points, this is the time you would want to make them line up and match when it's inside out and not sewn yet. So I would be matching those things. Now that they're matched, I'm going to turn my zipper over and unzip it again. And that pin just keeps the zipper in the place I want it to be. Now I want to start at the same place that one ended, pushing my tape to the edge. And it's easier for me to always sew on the left side of the zipper foot. You can get a better product if you need to if you sew down one side and down the other side it will all push the same amount. It kind of likes to push out of place. But it's a trade-off. It's easier to sew on the same side of the zipper foot. And so I'm going to try to control its sliding. So I want the teeth pressed open, folded open. I'm going to do one stitch by hand. And if this first stitch is a little farther from the teeth, so that you can hold the threads and hold the zipper, then you get a chance to go back and open the teeth and sew on that fold. And then the rest of the way, be sure that you're opening the teeth and sewing right on that fold, and the zipper foot will help you do that. When your stitching is that close to the teeth, all of the teeth will zip up and become invisible. All of the zipper tape will hide under this pressed fabric, except for this little pole right here. And I will go to the iron and press this flat, but first I want to show you how you finish this part of the seam. You turn all of the seam allowances to one side. I'm going to put them on my left because that's where my needle is at the moment. I'm going to put all the seam allowances, all the zipper, and this lower seam allowance over on the left side. When I put this under the machine, I'm going to start a little back from where I ended. It's going to shut a little more of that zipper, but it lets me get a really nice seam finish for the rest of the seam. So I'm just backing up about a ½ inch, do a back tack. Now finish this with a regular seam allowance. So that way, when you open your seam, it all looks like a complete closed seam. You'll press this one open, you'll press this one shut, and then when you want to zip it, it opens nicely, it ends there, and it closes from there with an invisible zipper.